Hi, welcome to Hardware Resources Cabinet Shop. Today we're going to be putting together a pantry cabinet. Pantry cabinet can also be used in the utility room as well. One of the things that you want to make sure when you get any cabinets is just to make sure that the cabinet you received matches your packing list. As you can see, this is a very large cabinet, so you will need 2 people to do the assembly. Once you've got your box open, we have some really easy to understand installation instructions. And as you're pulling each piece out of the box, definitely recommend looking at each one just to make sure that there's no damage to each part. Okay, here we have our box of hardware. We've laid out all of our hardware pieces out of our hardware box. We have some pocket screws, 1-inch screws, our shelf supports, our L brackets and screws, and our corner brackets and bumpers. So what you want to do is you want to get your face frame on your packaging material so it's nice and protected. One thing that's optional with our cabinets is glue, and one of the things that you'll want to do is you'll want to start 3 inches from the top and work your way down on each side. Once that's complete, you'll want to grab your side panels. One of the things that you'll want to do is try to hold your side panel as level as possible. And you may need to hold the face frame as you're working it down. Just make sure that is nice and flush. Same thing for the other side. After you have your side panels up on your pantry cabinet, you're going to want to go ahead and put in your bottom piece. You have this channel right here that's going to be used for the back panel. On the other side, you're going to have pre-drilled holes for your L brackets that you're going to need later. All right, so we already have 2 grooves here. Now you want to make sure that this goes down fully into the bottom channel. Next, you're going to enter your center support. You can see here that you also have the pre-drilled holes for your L bracket that'll be installed later. And you want to make sure that it gets in that bottom groove really well. Same thing with your top panel. You also have your pre-drilled holes for your L brackets. So you want to make sure you line those up. Once we have our top, bottom, and center support in, we can put our back panel in. And one of the things, depending on your space that you're using, you can go ahead and slide your back panel in, or we can just go ahead and drop it on top and move the groove to be able to lock that back panel in place. Now, as we're grabbing this panel, you just want to make sure that your finished side is facing inward on the inside of the cabinet. Once we have our back panel on, you'll want to go ahead and get some of your pocket screws on one side. Now make sure when you're putting in your pocket screws, you want to have your drill set on a low clutch, and make sure you're not over driving the screws through the other side. After we install our pocket screws, we're going to put our 1-inch screws in the top and center support. Okay, you want to add your final pocket screw to the bottom panel. After all of your pocket screws are installed, you'll want to install your I-beam. Now, one thing to note about the I-beam is you want to make sure your tab is facing the bottom when you put it here in the groove. Once that's in there, you'll see where your L bracket will be installed. Then you'll have another L bracket right here. And again, you'll see your pre-drilled holes. Next, we'll be installing the toe kick. Obviously, you want to make sure that your finished side is facing outward. Before we do that, we need to pre-install our L brackets. As you can see, there's already pre-drilled holes on each side. Once your L brackets are installed, you'll want to go ahead and slip your toe kick in here. And again, you'll see your holes that are pre-drilled there for you. Now, once you have your toe kick installed on either side, there's one more centered support here, and the holes are also pre-drilled. Now we've moved to the top, and we're going to install our L brackets here. So once our L bracket is installed, we want to put the corner brackets in each corner of the top. Once your cabinet is almost complete, you'll want to add your L bracket that attaches to the face frame and to your center support. We have 4 shelves that go on the bottom, 2 shelves that go on the top. Now, if you get some of the taller units like the 96, you will have 3 shelves that go on the top. Now, you want to make sure your shelves are installed with the edge banding facing out. Once your shelves are in place, you'll want to add the last step, which is your door bumpers. You'll need 2 for each door, and you want to go about a ½ inch from the top and the side on both the top and the bottom. So now that our bumpers are installed, you can see we have our finished pantry cabinet here. Now when we close our doors, being that our hinges were already attached, we can see we need some slight hinge adjustment to make the doors not quite as close together and more even on the top and bottom. And now we have our perfectly adjusted hinges so the doors line up appropriately. And now we have our finished pantry cabinet. I hope you found this assembly video helpful.